From our studio in Georgetown, this is the TV Delmarva Channel 14 News at 4.
Good day, Delmarva. Reporter Rob Petrie here for TV Delmarva Channel 14 News. Straight ahead, Delaware House Republicans want to provide every Delawarean with $100 regardless of their age or income. Republican Congressional candidate Lee Murphey calls out his Democratic opponent Lisa Blunt Rochester, and the Department of Justice has indicted a Wilmington Police Officer for sexual solicitation of a child. These stories and more on the way, but weather first with Hunter Alton.
Well, good Tuesday afternoon, Delmarva. We've had plenty of sunshine, nice warm temperatures at least for the inland locations, although the coastal locations here on the shore are still a little bit on the cool side today. Taking a live look outside of North Ocean City, Maryland, we have the sunshine. We still are dealing with those high, thin cirrus clouds out there. Currently, though, 55 degrees in North Ocean City. Take a look at some satellite and radar. We can see a little bit of increase in the cloud cover towards our west that will be moving into the region tonight, giving us some mostly clear to partly cloudy skies for the most part. But the big focus is on this storm system down in the southern portions of the United States. That little curly Q that you see there in northern Louisiana and eastern Texas, that is an upper level low that is meandering throughout that region, and that will be slowly moving towards our area at the second half of this week going into Thursday, delivering our next rain chances here on Delmarva. Let's take a look at these temperatures elsewhere on Delmarva at this time. Inland locations are fairly nice. Currently hitting that 70-degree mark in Georgetown, 67 for Salisbury, 65 for Pocomoke City, 67 for Easton, 66 for Centreville, 69 for Dover, and 67 degrees up north in Wilmington and Newark. We are seeing some fairly dry conditions out there. Humidity values are down below 30%. That's right in that threshold of seeing some enhanced fire danger risk. So if you have any plans on doing controlled burns this afternoon and evening, just make sure to use a little bit of extra precaution, or just wait for later on this week once we see those rain chances increase by Thursday. Take a look at sustained winds. We got anywhere between 5 and 10 miles an hour from the south and west, and we're seeing some wind gusts a little bit stronger towards the areas of central Delmarva, gusting right now to 20 miles per hour here in Georgetown, 21 for Salisbury, gusting to 22 in Pocomoke City, 20 miles an hour in Ocean City, but a lot less over towards areas of Wilmington and Newark, only gusting to about 8 and 9 miles per hour at this hour. We are expecting to keep those nice warm temperatures throughout much of this week, but we are going to be introducing some rain chances, all thanks to an upper level low system moving in on Thursday, and I'll have more details regarding that in just a little while.
Well, House Republicans are proposing a rebate totaling approximately $100 million that would benefit every man, woman, and child here in the first state. Every legal resident of the state of Delaware, regardless of their age or income, would receive $100 under the plan. For example, a household containing a family of 4 would receive a total distribution of $400. Now, the House Republican caucus announced the proposal on Facebook this week, where they shared the following video highlighting the measure that they hope gains bipartisan support.
I think it's important now more than ever to get money back in the hands of the people who have paid their taxes, people that have been working through this difficult time that we've gone through. And with such a large surplus of $800 million, our proposal simply gives back $100 million to taxpayers. What we found out was under Delaware Code, we can't reduce the state fuel tax while there are outstanding bonds being supported that need to be repaid with the revenue that brings in.
The rebate bill, which is expected to be circulated for sponsorship later this week, if passed, would direct the Delaware Division of Revenue to come up with a plan to distribute the rebate within 30 days of the measure being enacted. Republican congressional candidate Lee Murphey is calling out his Democratic opponent, incumbent Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester. In an interview that aired on the Reporters Weekly, Murphy said over the course of his years of campaigning, many Delawareans aren't even aware of who Lisa Blunt Rochester is and oftentimes mistake him as their congressman.
Everywhere I go in the state when I'm campaigning, and you know that I have campaigned basically continuously since 2018 campaign, right up to this day, today. I will be accessible. I will answer to the constituents of Delaware. In my current I'm campaigning for Congress. Many people don't even know who their congresswoman is up and down this state. Many people think I'm their congressman because they've seen me so many times. And I said, I'm not there yet, but I want to represent you. So I will be accessible. And as we know, Lisa Blunt Rochester has voted 100% of the time with Nancy Pelosi. Rob, Delaware is not California. And we need a representative. We need a representative in Congress that's going to represent the interests and the people of Delaware. Somebody that's going to be accessible and answer to the people of Delaware. And I will be that person. I will be accessible. I think I've proven the fact that I'm out with the people. I want to listen to their concerns. I want to represent them in Washington, and I will do that day one and when I'm elected to the United States Congress.
We reached out to Blunt Rochester and her campaign and are awaiting a response. Well, the Delaware Department of Justice has indicted a Wilmington police officer for sexual solicitation of a child after an investigation revealed that he allegedly sent lewd text messages to a 17-year-old whom he met while on duty. DOJ officials say 30-year-old Brandon Cooper initially met his victim back in March 2020 at Kingswood Community Center while working on assignment. The victim was reportedly listed in Cooper's phone as youngin' due to her age. Between December 2nd, 2021 and January 1st, 2022, officials say Cooper and the young lady engaged in a series of explicit text messages, including nude photos of the victim and Cooper encouraging sexual acts. The communications include a December 2nd video message which depicts Cooper while wearing a Wilmington Police Department uniform saying, "Look," and then aiming the camera at his exposed, erect penis. Cooper also allegedly encouraged the victim to keep their communication secret. On December 3rd, the Division of Family Services responded to the victim's house after she reported a sexual abuse incident that did not involve Cooper. Cooper, however, was dispatched to the home to assist DFS. When he arrived, the victim advised that a sexual assault did not occur, but later disclosed to her DFS social worker that she recanted her statement because Cooper had sent her a video of him exposing his penis. DFS informed Wilmington police, who immediately opened an investigation. Cooper has been charged with sexual solicitation of a child, a Class B felony, along with misdemeanor charges of official misconduct and lewdness. If convicted, he could face more than 26 years in prison. Well, as a thank you to our supporters, we're giving away a Roku Premier 4K streaming player so you can watch TV Delmarva on your TV. Fill in a short form for your chance to win. The winner will be announced this coming Friday, March 18th, during a Facebook Live broadcast on our Facebook page. Now, you have until this Friday to enter, so be sure to head to our website right now, tvdelmarva.com, and enter for your chance to win the brand new Roku Premier 4K streaming player. Good luck, and may the odds be ever in your favor. Coming up, DENREC will begin mosquito spraying this week. More details coming up. Don't go away. Well, DENREC will begin annual spraying of spring woodland pools to control the mosquito population this coming Wednesday, March 16th, weather permitting. Spraying by DENREC's mosquito control section will begin in southern Sussex County, then expand into Kent and Newcastle counties over the course of the next several weeks. Controlling early season woodland pool larval mosquitoes limits the emergence of biting adult mosquitoes later on in the spring as the weather gets warmer. Now, up to 10,000 acres of wet woodlands near select populated areas will be treated with a helicopter applying the bacteria-derived insecticide BTI. Now, as with all insecticides, BTI has been determined by the EPA to pose no unreasonable risk to human health, wildlife, or the environment. Well, it looks like we're looking at partly cloudy skies and comfortable temperatures tonight as we get a preview of your pinpoint weather forecast with Hunter Alton.
That spring-like warmth will be continuing throughout this week with temperatures topping out in the 60s to even near 70 degrees. We are monitoring a storm system across the southern tier of the United States that will deliver some rain chances going into the day on Thursday. Now, will any of this rain be impactful for your Thursday commute? I'll let you know when we come back here on TV Delmarva Channel 14 News. With such nice conditions across the region today, you make you think to yourself, is that going to continue? Well, yes it is, and even a nice night ahead as well, as we're going to be looking at some mostly clear to partly cloudy skies during the overnight hours, and we've got those comfortable temperatures sticking around 42 to 45 degrees tonight with some light winds from the southwest between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Take a look at Futurecast, rest of the overnight hours into the morning hours on Thursday. This is 8 o'clock this evening. We have the bulk of the clouds moving off of our coast, and we're going to be left with some mostly clear skies going into the evening hours with temperatures in the low and mid 50s. Once we get into just after midnight, the bulk of the clouds will be moving out from the west, but more clouds will be lifting up from the south, and as well as our winds will be changing directions too. Temperatures sitting in the mid 40s, but waking up tomorrow morning, we have more clouds lifting up towards the north. Temperatures waking up to about 41, 42 degrees during the morning commute. But going into the afternoon hours on Wednesday, though, we're going to see even warmer temperatures than we are today, getting near that 70-degree mark in Georgetown and Salisbury, with 50s right along the Atlantic coast with that onshore breeze. But that's because of the cooler water temperatures are still in the mid-40s for this time of year. But by the time we get into the evening hours, we're still going to be dealing with partly cloudy skies for the most part. Temperatures still mild, anywhere between about 54 and 55 degrees. But rain is beginning to move into the area because we're going to be looking at an area of low pressure that will be moving up through the region, giving us some rain chances going into Thursday morning. And then just after midnight, we're going to be looking at those rain showers beginning to lift in just in time for that Thursday morning commute. Wednesday forecast, though, overall, we're going to be increasing those clouds with partly sunny skies and nice and mild temperatures, too. 65 to 70 degrees across the region, and we got some light winds from the west between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Take a look at the marine conditions for your Wednesday, beginning with the Atlantic. We got partly sunny skies, 55 degrees, winds from the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour with seas of 1 to 2 feet. Take a look at the Delaware Bay. We got partly sunny skies as well, 57 degrees, winds from the southeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour with seas of less than 1 foot expected. And then the Chesapeake Bay, we got partly sunny skies, 63 degrees, winds from the southwest at about 5 miles per hour, and seas of less than 1 foot, practically almost flat out there on most waterways here on Delmarva going into your Wednesday. But now, going into the overnight hours tomorrow night, we're still going to be increasing those clouds, and like I mentioned, we're going to be having some showers developing, especially after midnight, with some mild temperatures still continuing. 48 to 52 degrees, but their winds are going to be starting to switch directions now from the southeast at only at about 5 miles per hour. Now, let's take a look at that extended outlook. We do have those rain chances going into Thursday thanks to a little weak low that's going to be moving off of the coast. Temperatures are still going to be fairly mild with temperatures in the low 60s. Now, Friday, we're going to rebound quite nicely, even though we're going to be seeing some mostly cloudy skies. But those afternoon temperatures getting back up to 70 degrees once again. We are going to be introducing a little bit of some rain chances on Saturday thanks to a weak cold front that will be moving through. Temperatures still mild, upper 60s, and the coolest day of the week is going to be on Sunday, partly sunny and 60 degrees. And those wonderful 60-degree temperatures will be continuing into next week just in time for that spring equinox.
Coming up, China locks down millions of its own people as the country faces the worst COVID-19 outbreak since the start of the pandemic. More details straight ahead. Keep it here. Well, China is on lockdown as the country faces the worst COVID-19 outbreak since the start of the pandemic. Around 37 million people in China are now in lockdown as the latest outbreak has spread far faster than previous waves of more or less infectious variants. Cases are skyrocketing from a few dozen just last month to more than 5,100 on Tuesday, marking the highest figure since the first outbreak in Wuhan back in 2020. Now, as of Tuesday, officials say cases were reported in at least 21 provinces and municipalities across the country, including the capital of Beijing. The variant of concern is Omicron, which has replaced Delta as the dominant strain in the country, making up about 80% of recent cases.
Weather Classroom is sponsored by No Nonsense Office Machines, committed to providing quality products and services with over 15 years of experience here in Sussex County. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's weather lesson we will be talking about the rear flank downdraft. Now, the rear flank downdraft, or RFD, is a region of dry air that wraps around the backside of a mesocyclone in a supercell thunderstorm. These areas of descending air are thought to be essential in the production of many supercellular tornadoes. Large hair within the rear flank downdraft often shows up brightly as a hook on weather radar images, producing the characteristic hook echo, which often indicates the presence of a tornado. Now, RFDs have a well-established association within hook echoes. Firstly, the initial rear flank downdraft is air from aloft transported down towards the surface by colliding and mixing within the storm. Secondly, hook echoes form through advection of precipitation from the rear of the main echo around the region of the strongest updraft. Thus, precipitation, loading, and evaporational cooling induced by the hook echo can enhance the downdraft. Some observations show the presence of an enhanced downdraft in the vicinity of the strongest low-level rotation behind the main storm updraft with major pressure changes. Dry environmental air is also entrained into the downdraft, and evaporative cooling helps create more negative buoyancy. As precipitation falls and cool air is entrained, circulating downward and eventually reaching towards the surface. This contributes to the circulation to form a hook echo and can reflect downdraft intensification of the RFD as a whole. It has been realized by many researchers that RFDs, especially those associated with hook echoes, are fundamentally critical to the formation of tornadoes, also known as tornadogenesis.
Well, that about does it for us today, Delmarva. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at TV Delmarva and on our website, tvdelmarva.com, for real-time news and weather updates. And while you're there, be sure to sign our petition calling on the major cable providers to carry TV Delmarva on their platforms so we can provide this kind of local programming to all of Delmarva. Until next time, I'm Rob Petrie reporting for TV Delmarva Channel 14 News.